Hello, welcome to this video. So in today's video, I'm just going to do one of the most requested features of Next.js, that is adding multiple languages in a single site. For instance, you can add English, and then you can have Arabic, French, and other languages supported in the application. It has been one of the most requested features that most people on my YouTube and on WhatsApp, they wanted me to actually work on and show them. Actually, in this video, we are going to do a step-by-step building this page, okay, and make sure that it has support for multiple languages. Now, in this, to show you the demo for this application, it has support for 3 languages: English, French, Hindu, and of course, after showing you how to add languages, you can now add all your languages. There is a list of all the languages you would want, and they are all supported by this package we are going to use. That means you can easily add all the languages you want. So to show you the demo of the application, you can look at here, like we have the light mode and dark mode in the application. Very simple. And strategically, we have these sections because each section brings its own challenge when it comes to translating it. And let's start. By default, I have English, and you can see even on the routing here, okay, this routing here already is having English. Even if I refresh the website so many times, this is still keeps in English. If I come and I switch here, because I can switch to French, and you set everything, including the navigation, the hero section, plus this, why choose this course, everything converts into French. And even if I refresh, this will be kept. Even if I close the tab and you come the next day, you'll have it in French. And if I just go ahead and I put Hindu, everything also converts into Hindu. Okay, you can see everything literally converts into Hindu. And by the way, you can also go to the about page. As you can see here, we also have this changing into different languages. Okay, so this is what we are going to build for the next 2 hours, and I explained step by step how we can implement this from having a website that is well designed, and now putting all these techniques. You're going to look at advanced technique, for instance, of how to render these and make them change in the whole application. We are going to look at advanced technique, for instance, um, translating arrays, okay, translating like array of things like this, and you map through them. It is really a big technique that I haven't seen it on any of the YouTube videos. And if you just like to do this on your own on your website and you have to learn this from scratch, just dive in. Let's get started. Hello, welcome to this video. So in today's video, we're just going to add multi-language to a Next.js app. This is one of the most asked feature that most people have been asking me via WhatsApp, comment section, and so many other places. Most people have been asking if we can add multiple languages, like you have a drop down and you can choose like French, and you can also add maybe you can choose also like Hindu. So we're just going to look at how to add that in our Next.js project. Now I already have a bootstrap project that I'm just going to link a link here so that we don't have to focus on HTML and CSS of the project. We just focus maybe on adding the multi-language. So adding different languages, translations, and all that kind of stuff. So I have this repo that I've made public, that you're going to grab this data code and you just simply clone this, run pnpm. So I'm using pnpm in this project. If you just look at this, Okay, it is very easy to run. Just install pnpm if you don't have it. I have a video for pnpm. Just if you go to the YouTube and go to my channel, you will see that I have the
ahead
video.
and putting on.
I have the video for pnpm somewhere. So you can just like go and use this video, and you can just see how to install if you haven't used pnpm in your project, just to help you get started very nicely. So in the most of my projects now, I'm using pnpm. So just go ahead and run pnpm dev, like run first of all run pnpm install, and then afterwards run pnpm dev, and then you should be able to actually find the project having this. There are only two pages, this page and the about page, just these two pages only. Okay, so we just want to look at how can we add the language. Okay, first of all, we're going to use this package called next-int. Okay, I don't know the actual pronunciation is just like the next-int, but just like next-int package, or international for Next.js, support of multiple languages with your app becoming simpler, blah blah. So it is my first time to try it. I haven't used it in any project. Okay. Before I made this video, I just Googled and I came to this and just moved around the documentation, and I think we can find it, or we can be able to do it. Okay. So want to see how we are going to transform our project, this one, to make sure it supports this. So let me just first move through the project so that you don't get lost. It is just like a simple Next.js application with two pages. You can see we have the page here, which has two sections, the hero section and the why section. If you just go here, the hero section is this is the hero section, and then we have this y section also here. Okay, this one, so you can just go in the hero section, you can see it is here, and you can also go to the y section, which is here. Then we have also the header, which is in the layout. As you can see in the layout, we have all these links here. So these links are coming from the site header, which is put in the layout here. It also has dark mode support. So just if you're wondering, it has some dark mode support. This is how this looks in the dark mode. Probably we are going to I probably forgot to change for these ones, but we're just going to look at how to do that. Okay, so yeah, so that's the project so far, how it looks. So just going to convert this into making it having multiple languages support. All right. Okay, so the start is to go to this, and let's click on get started. Okay, so they have a get started documentation here, and it seems like they have the app router and the pages router. Now that we are using the app router, just click on the app router, and you see they have also two strategies, with routing and without routing. So you can just first read about this. They're saying Next.js app router internationalization. That word is really tricky. You can pick from two options when setting up an app with Next.int and Next.js app router, depending on if you'd like to use unique path names for every language that your app supports, which is actually just good. We're just going to use this one with routing. They actually just said with routing uses a top level car segment for prefixed path name. Like en about, or domain-based routing like en.example.com. And without, useful if you'd like to provide a local for next-int, e.g. based on user settings, or if your app only supports a single language. So they gave here even examples. The first example with app with the routing, I think this is what you're going to go with. They can just go and see the demo, and you can see like it is the one that we are using here. Like you want something like this, you can see this, then stroke en, and then stroke dash or something like de. Okay, yeah, and you see everything changes, the navigation, everything here changes on the page. And that's exactly we plan to achieve with our application. I don't know how you're going to achieve this. We are going to follow the documentation step by step, and we'll see if we can actually get it right. So I'm just going to click on this with IN routing, app router setup with IN. It's just like i18n routing. So in order to use the unique path names, the unique path name for every language that you support, this can be used to handle the following routing setup. Prefix-based routing, en about, or this domain-based routing, en.this. In either case, Next.js approach is using a top-level local segment that can be used. So let's get started. The first step, if you haven't done so, create a Next.js app. We already have our application, so we want to add this. Okay, so I'll just copy next-int, go to our project here. I just go to a project and just say npm add, and then just add this package next-int. That's the first thing. Okay, and if my voice is not clear, just now I have flu. I'm really sorry if my voice is not coming up so much clear. Now we are going to create the following structure. So they want the app to be of this structure. And I think this is the most important one. Okay, so we have the messages. Okay, and then you have the next config, like messages in this directory, and then you have then in this you have the setup like this. So I will first create the messages, and then here you can see you have, for instance, english.json and so others. So I can just use even this, just say clear. So we can just create a directory. So for instance, we want to say right now we are in this app next-int. So I'm just going to say touch. In fact, we can just say make directory. I'm just going to say messages. Messages. Is it like messages or message? Okay, messages. Just like this. So you have created a messages, and then we have next config. Okay, .mjs. I think that one is already there. Next config.mjs, and you can see they are on the same level. Then inside here, I'm just also going to go ahead and create the in.ts. So I'm just going to say i18n. So I'm just going to say touch I think it is i18n. It is a i18n.ts, just like this, and any other file. We have also the middleware.ts. Okay, you can maybe just copy this space middleware.ts. So this one is going to create two files, this i18n.ts and the middleware.ts. Just create those two files as you can see them here, in and the middleware. And then within the app, everything should be moved into local. So just going to create this block thing, and then we move everything in the local. Okay. So I have to go in the app. Okay. And just move everything, I think, except the favicon. So I just go inside this, create a new folder, which is local, depending on how you pronounce it. And then I'm just going to drop all these files just like this, except I think the favicon. Do you really need to move that? I'm just going to click on this up to here. I think for now we have to first stop this. Okay, let's just go ahead and stop this server for now. Control C. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and close all these files, and let's go ahead and just say on this, and then to up to page. Let's drop all these in. I think except the favicon. Let me just move back the favicon into the app. Jesus, I just want it. Okay, so basically I have in the app, I'm only remaining with this favicon. Then all other things are inside here. Okay. Uh, so now moving on is they say let's set up the files. So for instance, they have in the message they create en.json. So as you can see this is the en.json. Just like that. So that is the where all the English translations are going to sit. So inside the messages, I guess, yeah. So we could just like go inside the messages and let's create this file en.json. So all the files, they start with these the abbreviation for different languages. En.json is for, it's going to be whole translations for English. And I pulled out this list of the ISO 639 language codes just in case you want to look at any language you want. You might have a language that has not been, or it is not named in the documentation here, and you want to add that here. You have all the languages here in this documentation that talks on all the languages that has ever existed. I don't know if your local language exists here or not. If it exists, well and good. Okay, so moving on with the documentation, we have to just go ahead and paste in this. Just like this. In the home page, you have title Hello World. Okay, and then in the next config, you have to use these alias. Okay, they have the mjs and those who have next-config.js. Now that for that, I think we have mjs next-config.mjs. I'm just going to go here and copy this. Just copy everything and just go ahead and replace it with this. Okay, so now we have the next config that with the next-intl plugin. So moving on is in the in.ts, we have just to add in this. So just go ahead and in the in.ts, let's add this. Okay, moving on. So you can see in this file, let's read about it. So say creates a request scoped configuration object that can be used to provide messages and other options based on the user local for usage in server components. The server component is a big deal here. Okay, just going to look at that. So basically, here if you have, for instance, these locals, okay, so they say it can be imported from a shared config. If you have like your config with languages, you can put this. So for instance, in this case, we want to configure for languages like if you go back to the website, which it does not exist, we wanted 3 languages: English, French, which is FR, and Hindu, which is, I think, HI. You can find all these languages here. Okay. So moving on, I've added the 3 languages that we are going to consider, and you just get the request, they get all the locals, and then if the locals does not include the requested local, for instance, if someone makes a request and it does not return this, then they give this page called not found. So we have to create at some point this page of not found. Okay. I'm just going to continue. There's something they have put here. Can I move this file somewhere else? They say this file is supported out of the box in the source folder as well as in the project root with extensions TS, TSX, JSX, and GIS. Okay. For instance, if you prefer to move this file somewhere else, you can optionally provide the path to the plugin here. So you can just say they tell you to give the path. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure if for us who are not using the source folder, how that one is going to work. That is too bad. Okay, so this is the one, I think this IN is on which holds up the whole config, like tells where everything's supposed to be located. For instance, to where this is, I'm seeing like, okay, we're just going to see, we might just like create a source folder for that. I don't know. Then in the middleware, then let's go to the middleware and copy this and paste it in the middleware. So in the middleware here, let's add this. And I'm just going to, I wish like this array, we could just export this array for locals, but let's just like put here a French and then this Hindu, and the default is going to be English. And then here matcha, there is DE. So I'm just going to say here, starting with maybe HI stroke FR stroke EN, just like this. So match only international path names, and they have just like added here. Okay. Then in the app local layout.ts, we have to change things. So the local that was matched by the middleware is available via the local param and can be used in the configure document at configure the document language. Additionally, we can use this place to pass configurations from the i18n TS to client components via the next-intl provider. So just a second. Okay, so let's just continue. We have to modify the layout to match this. and this is the layout in the local. So we just going to first import, we just import these two things here. I don't know if this is just like the normal one. I hope so. I'm just going to go ahead and put these in our local layout, and let's just go here, import these, and then in the children here, we're just going to pass in the params. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and copy these params, and let's pass them in here in this layout. Okay, I'm just going to paste it like this. And then down here, there's just a side, provide all the languages, the client. So here, messages is await get messages. So inside here, I'm just going to paste these messages. Is await means we make this async. Okay. And then we use in the body, you can see we are having next into our provider. So I'm just going to copy this and then pass it inside the stream provider. So while we have the children here, I'm just going to go ahead and pass this. So meaning I'm just going to wrap this whole thing inside the body. Okay, so I'm just going to go inside the body here, and let's copy the theme provider, all of it, and let's paste it inside here, just like this. Okay. Moving on. Let's just they're saying note that the next client provider automatically inherits configuration from the INTS. So if you want to use now in the page, we want to use the languages, as you can see, app local page.ts. Use the translations in your page component or anywhere else. So if we just go here, we can just go, for instance, copy this. I just want to go ahead and copy this. Okay. Just going to go to page here, and on top here, I'm just going to put this import use translation. Import it here, and then const. I'm just going to get this, and let's go ahead and just put it here. Const t is use translation. So we use this hook, and if you see this hook is taking in the home page, and if you see this home page is the key inside the messages. So if you just go in the messages en, this is the key, the home page key. Okay, and then so just get this. So we can just go ahead and put h1 just like this. Okay, just go down here. I'm just going to go inside here, put h1. Okay, I'm just going to give it class name of text, maybe for Excel, so that we can just look at it very well. I'm just going to go ahead and start. I'm not sure of what is going to happen, but you just go and start the app, pnpm dev. I'm not sure, guys, what is going to happen. Like, is it going to work or not? So yes, I just go here, refresh the page. just wait and see. Shouldn't take that long. Okay, so we have here localhost 3000 en. Okay, so you can see here something like saying that module not found can't resolve this. Okay, so in the ENTS, so seems like we just have to modify inside this. Okay, so I'm just going to go to this. Okay, so I don't know if we just need to modify onto this. For instance, now this is in the same folder, I guess. Where is this file? Let's just now make it just like one. Yeah. So now it just actually just like they're in the same folder. So this messages folder is in the same folder with this in8. So you just like remove this. Okay, so this is working perfectly now. As you can see here, hello world. Let me just go and remove, just go to page, and this is the thing here. So we have the h1 there, this hello world, and you can see here on top we have en. Okay, so for all other languages we need to just duplicate this. See, Control C, Control V, Control V. So you have three files. We have to rename them, for instance, French, fr.json, and then this, we have to rename this to hi, which is like hindu.json. So these are, they represent the translations, the English translation, the French translation, and the Hindu translation. For instance, I can just go to translate, and maybe I can just go and translate from ChatGPT for these languages. I'm just going to copy this word and I just going to say go to ChatGPT. I'm just going to go here, ChatGPT. I'm just going to say create a new file. Just going to say translate this English word. Okay, this one into, actually just use like a very good word like good morning, because that one is like good morning, good morning. Okay, into French, and also into Hindu or Hindi language. So French, bonjour. So here just have like this. I'm just going to copy this. Okay. So I'll just go to French and just change this into this. Bonjour. I will just go to I will just go to this Hindu and just copy this. Okay, don't ask me how they pronounce that. Really, I don't. So here I'm just going to put this. So basically, if you don't speak that language, use ChatGPT to translate these things here. So we have three messages, as you have seen. You have to create the messages for all the languages you want to add. If you want 10 languages, you must have 10 files representing each of that language. Now, the structure of the JSON in each of the language must be exactly the same. For instance, if in your English JSON you have it as a home page section, maybe these are pages, these are home page. So in the home page, you have the title. So you have to make sure that all of them has the same keys, has the same structure of JSON. So if I go back to our website, I refresh, uh, probably I have to change this to good morning because it's changed in English. This one changed to good morning. Okay, so if I do that, you can see that if I refresh now, we have good morning. So if I just go here and I say FR, you can see now we have bonjour. We are still on localhost, but just changing the link here on top, it has bonjour. If I change to HI, and you can see it is here. Okay, so the only thing we need to do is now, if we change, for instance, English, we need to be able to change this link here. And if I change to French, I need to change here FR. And if I just go to a I need to change to HI. Now, the thing is, if you change to French, like for instance, it is in Hindu right now, even if I remove this, I go back to host 3000 and I go back, it takes me to this. And this is because they are using actually behind the scenes, uh, they use cookies to store the local. Okay, so if I just go to this and I go to application and I just go to I just want to go to application, and in the application cookies you can see here they have the no next local, and it is here HI. If I just go ahead and I change this to French, you can see like the local has changed. Even if I just go back to 300 and I enter, it goes back to French. Okay, so they're using this to remember whatever you had selected, so that if you visit again, you will be still using that same local. Okay, now that we know how to change the language, it is working. Of course, we need to change like this actual text. We are going to look at that in a second, but what I want is to first now change this in this here. Okay, let's just go to that section. It is in the site header. So if I just go to the site header, you can see I have this select here. So I'm just going to call this local switcher. I will just copy this, create another component here. Just going to say local switcher switch. So local switcher.tsx rfc. I'm just going to call this local switcher. Okay, I'm just going to simply paste this. So here, just paste this. Okay, I will just get this local switcher and I take it back to the site where we have these. Just remove this and let's add this local switcher, just like so. Now I'm just going to go to the local switcher here and I need to run a function. So you're just going to have, for instance, you can say on this, you can run a on change, for instance, and here you can just get a function which has access to the event, and we can just say, for instance, console.log the event. Now, if I hover here, what I just want is actually to get this event, the change event type. Okay, so I will just write a function here, function. Okay, handle change, just like this. It takes in an event of type this. That's why I copied it from the event down there. So just get this from React. And let's just go here like this. And you can just say console.log e dot target dot value. Okay, and here what we can also do is that we can also make this a use client. Since this is a client component, just like this, and then I'm just going to copy this, add this on change. I will just add this. Okay, so you just go and see if we change something, if it just does something. Go to the console one more time, console here, and let's change. I'm just going to go here. Let's go ahead and change to FR. So you can see I have FR. If I change to HI, I have HI. If I change to English, I have English. So we're just able to get the local. Okay, so we can set here we have ability of having the local, right? So if you just select this console.log, not console, const local is, so you say local is equal to this. Okay, so we have the local. What are we going to do with the local? So one thing we can do with the local, we can just say router. So on top here, you can just say const router is equal to use router from not next router but next navigation. Okay, and then we can use this router inside here, and we can just say, for instance, router dot replace. So we can just like say router dot replace, and then we say this slash local, just like this. So they just try it if this is going to work. So right now we are on just French. I just want to change to HI. Okay, so it has to be in small letters. So whatever we have here, you can just say to lowercase, avoid problems. Whatever we just get, I'm just going to go back and just put HI here. So we're supposed to put a something here. If this language is not there, we'll have to design a not found. Let's just first do that. I don't know. Not found is supposed to be inside the local or something. Since the layout is here in the app, do we put outside or inside? Okay, let's just try to put inside. Not found. .tsx and you say RFC. So here you just say not found, not found. And I'm just going to say here, this page does not exist. I'm just going to have here class name and just say, for instance, min height of screen or just like that. And then you just put here h2 with text x text 405 Excel. This page this page does not exist. Okay, and then you can just say go back home. So here we can put a link, just going back home. So you can just say href and then you just put slash, just like this. Just say go back home. So I'm not sure if this is supposed to be inside the local or inside the app router. I think this is specified inside the IN something. This i18. Yeah, somewhere they say if the local is not included, return not found. So this function allows you to render the not found file within a route segment as well as inject a tag. So if we just go here and just pass in anything, okay, so they just put the not found inside a outside, they're just going to drag it into the app. Okay, refresh. For some reason, we cannot go to this. I don't know. I'm not sure why it is now bring the white space. Let me just go to not found and let's give this like bg slate. This just want to see like if we can see this page for sure. So basically right now we cannot see this page. If we go to another language which is not there, I don't know like which page are we now looking at. I have no idea. uh, I will just like look for where to put this. Okay, for now what we just want, if you just go back here, you can now change hi. And okay, you just saw that we changed this, like if we change to fr, it is okay. We change to English and the key has changed, but it did not do anything, right? Like if you refresh this, even if you change this like that, it didn't. Or if you just say, okay, do this, it will change. But if you refresh, it goes back to English, but this one is in this. Okay. Okay, so we have to handle something here, and I don't know if we can see it in this side. Make use of TypeScript and integration, static rendering. So what we just want to do is, for instance, is to search where they have the transition, I guess. Are you transiting from the page to how to use transitions, translations? Okay, I don't know now, but pages. This is the pages. We want to go to the app route, of course. The setup is done, but I'm wondering like there is something you can use from the hook. They have this hook of transition. Uh, Let's see here, date, formatting the date, server component, markdown, error files, by the way. In Next.js, there are route conventions in this not found.js. Okay, you can have a look at the app route example to explore the working. So we could just also explore, by the way. So you see, it is in the local actually. Okay, it is in the local. So you can just go here inside the app local not found.tsx. Let's just go and copy this. And we can also just like also add this key of not found page in all of them. Okay, but I'm just going to do that. So I will just go this, I move this not found.tsx inside the local. So this is inside the local. It is supposed to be put inside the local. Yeah. And then I don't know why it didn't work. Export default function supposed to be export default. That's the thing we didn't do. But it is export default, just like this, supposed to work. Not found page. Okay, catching unknown routes. Okay, they have also this catch unknown routes to, you can define a catch or route that explicitly calls the not found function. Okay, that is also there. Okay, catching non-localized requests. I just want to see something. So the one thing I'm just going to use here is their example. So if you just go here, they say tip, you can have a look at the router example. If you click on this, they have also this router example here demo. Okay, this is the one we saw, and they also have this on change. So I would want to know how they handle this. So the easiest way to do that is going to the source code, and we can just go exactly in the source. I'm just going to go to components. It must be a component, and they have also the local switcher and the local switcher select. Okay, let's first go to the local switcher. So if you just look at this, they have a select like the one we have, as you can see here. So first of all, they have the function on select change. They have the event. So if you just go here, you can just go and see they have this. So you can just go ahead and copy this and just go to our local switcher, this local switcher, which is here. Let's just first paste this. Okay, so if you just look, they also have this a local. They're calling it next to local. So can you see next to local is this? So just remove this, and then let's remove this also, comment it. So we have the next local. So they have this start transition. This is the one which is now going to switch, and it also switches it also in the cookies, not just like switching it on in the route, but also switches it in the cookies. So can import this. I don't think it comes from React, does it? we can just go up here, and it comes from, yeah, it actually comes from, use transition comes from React. So this comes from React. They use transition hook, and you can see this is like TypeScript will validate that only non-params. So here we're just going to go ahead and have the path name and the params, and then local is next local. So this one is creating, if you see this, router is creating the path name the way we just like created like this. They replace, and then you put this local. This is exactly what they are trying to put. They are getting the params. That means also here somehow we should have the params. Yeah. Let's see. In this component up here, you need to have the params. Okay. So they have all these things. I'm just going to copy these. So outside here, we're just going to go ahead and we have a router. We have the start transition. So the start transition, oh, the start transition is not from React. What is from React is use transition. So this use transition comes from React. Okay, this is why you get the is pending and the start transition. And I think then this use path name is the normal one for getting the params, and then this use params from also next navigation. Okay, so we have all these hooks we are using in here, and I'm getting these from here, guys. There is no way I'm just reading. This is from the example they gave how to handle this. They have the use params and all these hooks from React, and then the use route and use path name. The use, of course, the use path name is for getting the parameters, and you can see here, after getting the path name and the params, they are using them now in this handle change function, the start transition, and then they can get the path name to params, and then the local to next local. So with that, I guess that should be it. And then for the pending, as you can see here, they have inside the label. Actually, I'm just going to switch to this one. And if you look at this, even the local, the ones the locals, they are coming as a param. So I'm just going to go here, copy this. I'm just going to go ahead and paste it in here. I don't know if I should just replace all this. CLX, here just going to use the CN. Just use CN here. Okay. And then here we have label. Label. I'm just going to remove this label. I just don't need it. We have the select, we have the default value is going to be default value. Now this default value is coming from where? If you just look at this, we have the params entering into this local switcher select. I'm just going to copy these props, copy them, and just come here. Let's go and put them inside here. And then these props, we're just going to define them on top here. These props, copy, and just paste the props here. Okay, so this is React node, import React node, and then the default value is a string, the label is a string. Okay, then now instead of this on select, we can just like copy this, and then we have this on select as this function here. We still have one more error, which is we don't have any error so far. Okay, now I guess this comes into the local switcher. They have the local switcher select and then the local switcher. Let's just look at that. And this, they first get all the local, and then they just like coming in here, they just having local switcher select, and then they pass in this. Okay, so we need two functions right now. So I'm just also going to change this. Local switcher select. I'm just going to name this select. And even this one here, local switcher select. Just like this. Okay, and now I will duplicate and create another one, which is now the local switcher itself. Okay, it is the one that is having now this. So I'm just going to copy all this and let's paste it in here. Okay, so you have to import this local switcher select. I'm just going to remove everything here. Just remove this. I'm just going to go ahead and switch this like so. Okay, so now they're importing the locals from config, and I sort that. So just create a config here. We can just go and create a config file outside config.ts, config.ts, and we can just like find their config with all the languages here. Must be having all their languages, I guess. Yeah, you can see here export this. So you can just say copy all the configurations also. Others we might just like not just like in need of them, but this like of course an example we can always just get like good practices from. They have the port and the host, getting them from the Vercel. But the most important is that they are exporting their locals, like the default local and the locals. And our locals, we have this, we had French, and then we have finally the HI, the Hindu. Just like this, we export this one, and now you can see here in the path names, they have EN. I don't know what this means. Oh, it is just like, I guess even this in different languages. Path names. They just like even creating the path names here. In the languages, we can just like also create these a French, and then Hindu. So I guess we have to get comma here. I guess we have to get the meaning of this in these two languages. We just be using ChatGPT. Also translate this. Okay, so here it is why actually just like really be onto this. Uh, Path names translates to. Okay, I really don't know, but I'm just going to use this. The fact that I don't know what is going on, but I'm just going to assume this is the one. And then this, yeah, what is it? Just getting it from this. For this, just going to use this one. Okay, just like this. I don't know, like, are these not capital letters, small letters, or whatever? Okay, so we have that, and I think that's it. That's what we have to export. And now if you go to this side, so this, you can just say locals, just like this, they will come at config. Okay, we switch them. We're using also this switcher, which it is in this local switcher select. Everything is good. So in our site header now, we should not have any errors. Local switcher, are we supposed to pass in some things in the local switcher? I just say it doesn't take in anything here. I'm wondering why does it just come here. Already we have it imported from this. I can just remove it and import it again, just like so. Okay, so should be good right now. I'm just going to go and check. Okay, so here we have the local switch. Okay, this is let's just go and check our locals. So here in the local switcher, we are taking in this default value is local, and it's saying use local. You could even just like go ahead and console.log this, the local. I think that one should just like give you the default local, for instance. Oh, this is going to be on the server, right? So down here, you can just go to the terminal here. Just down here. Okay, so you can see it is Hindu right now. So we are passing in a right one, the default value, right? And then the label, which I'm not using anyways, and then locals. So can we actually console.log the locals? I'm just going to just say console.log locals, and I just look at them. This should be, if you look at this, it should be just the actual just actually go here, refresh, and let's go back here. Should have like an array. Okay, enter missing message could not resolve local. Could not resolve messages. Could not resolve local switcher in messages for local hi. Okay, so seems like in our translation we made it to get lost. Okay, that is the error we are having, but it has this. It has the actual ENFR and HI, but then in the messages they're saying here code missing message. You don't know, original message could not resolve local switcher in follow car high. So I really don't know where we're having the messages. Okay. We are also having T local. Let's first look in their files. going back to this example here on GitHub here, where is it? Okay, so we have ability to look at their messages here, and they have this DE and EN, and let's see what is inside. They have all the different stuff they have here, like the navigation, they have the path names. Okay, and then they have all these. I don't know if we just like they're using these path names or whatever. And actually, for our case, we really don't need to translate. Do we really need to translate this? Because here is just like passing in the local key and then this. It's as if they are actually translating this. So somehow it might be just be here somewhere. So you can just like have error, this page manifest, navigation, links, and the path names. Now, what I just need to do is like if I map through this, do I need to do to put the names? Okay. Because if you just look at the locales we just created, how do they look like? So we have these. Okay. What if I just put like this? In the switcher, what if I just put just I don't want to translate this. I just want to put the Q, the local, because this is just the local here. Let's just see in our website. Okay, so you can see now it is okay. We have HI. So I'm just going to set maybe to uppercase, right? So I say to whatever we get here, we can just say to uppercase, to local uppercase. Do we need to do that to uppercase just like this? Okay, yeah. So right now we have English. Okay, and a quote path is not a function. So let's just do this. In this switcher, this one, we are just getting the transition. Now to the replace, we can just write ours here. Okay, because for them they're having a lot of things, but I think what we need to do is say replace and we pass in this next local, because we know very well that I can just like remove this, I guess. I know very well that if we just pass in this next local, it just like has the language. I'm not so sure. So just like refresh and then just like go here to English. Yeah, so now we have English. If I go to French, we have French. And if you refresh, we remain with here French selected and even here. Okay, so yeah, this is the simplified version. So in this, just remove everything, put the one we did here. Okay, the one of replace, just like this to next to car, and then this side Also in the select, so in this is the switcher select, and then in the local switcher, we actually have just map the locals, and then here we just put them into uppercase. So whenever we use the local, we could actually just be using that. So whenever you want just to get a local, or like you want to get the default language a person is using, we use this hook. Okay, whenever you want to translate, you use this, use translations. Okay, local switcher. Oh, okay. Use translations, just like this is just like passing in the component, but this is what we're going to use. So now that we have this working properly, for instance, if I just go here and I go to English, it goes to English. If I go to this, it shows the Hindi. Now what I want is translate everything. So here is why you start creating your structure. Okay, so you need to come up with a structure in English. Then you now transform that structure into all other languages. So for instance, if we're just going to use, we go to our messages, this is where everything is done. For instance, I have the home page. Okay, so this is the home page, and in the home page, I can have, for instance, there is this these links. Now these ones are just in the navigation. So for instance, I may start with the layout because the layout is one which has the navigation. So here I'm just going to put a comma, and let's put here, like, for instance, layout. So in the layout, you may find we have navigation. So you can just say, like, in the layout, there is navigation. So here you find you have navigation. And in this navigation is going to be an array. And then in this array, it is an array of objects. Okay. So for instance, this nav, all the nav items that I have, for instance, in the layout, I could just go to the layout. Can I go to the layout? In the site header. So we have all these links here. For instance, this array here, the weight is here. You copy this and let's take it to this navigation and paste this here, right? Of course, in sorry, so I just paste, since this is the whole array, just paste it like this. So of course, here you need to go ahead and make these like keys like this. I guess like supposed to, like, if you save, it changes automatic. Yeah, so you have to make the navigation. For instance, you put all the links for the layout. Then you go to the home page. You're like, the home page has this title, description, and this here. And then this would be under the home page. I would have one section. I would have another section. Okay. So in other words, the structure would look something like this. Now, scroll down to the, I want it to scroll down to the public folder. You will see we have the en.json. Okay, so that I can explain this. So I laid out here the layout. For instance, we have this, right? We have the layout, and inside the layout, we have the navigation, and these all the navigation links we have, they lie in here, right? So our navigation, we have this. Okay, we have all these stuff here. I'm just going to put all the navigations there. If you go to the home page, you have we have this section. This is the section we are calling hero section, and it has a title, description, and then the enroll now. So for instance, if you are to do this, you have to do the structure both in French, the same structure, just like this. As you can see, I did here, the same structure, and then the same structure in Hindu, just like this. Now we're just going to change in a little bit. Okay, I just want to change in a little bit just for navigation, basically. So I just want to make this navigation proper. It cannot be like this. I will go to messages and copy the navigation array, just like this. Let's put it here in the public. So here where we have this as an object, I think this should be an array. So like this, okay, like it has to be an array. Save. Now what I just want is just to tell it to again generate for me. So what you only need to do is you simply need to generate only one for English, like make a proper layout for English. And you can see the layout here. You have the home page, you have the about page, you can have all other pages here. Then the sections in that page, you put them inside. This is the good layout structure. You have the home page. In the home page, we have the hero section, the why section, and all other section. In the layout, we have only navigation. In this about, we have only this section. So like you just do it like this. So I'm just going to copy after you finish this. You can just go to ChatGPT here and you just tell it that I have, for instance, a file, a JSON file that is in English language, and I want you to translate it in the French. Okay, I want you to translate and generate the JSON for French and for Hindu. Now, I am not an expert in Hindu or what. If you're going to work on a client in a specific language, let's say you are going to work on French website and you're not a French person, you just need a person or a translator to actually translate it properly. You cannot rely on ChatGPT. Sometimes it can interpret things really poorly. Okay. But for this, as an example, to show you, I'm just going to rely on it. So I will just copy this and go ahead, modify the actual files in the message. So just go to French this time and replace the French. I'm just going to stop the server because I want to make some changes. First, stop it. Let's go and copy also for let's copy for Hindu. So I'm just going to copy here, go to Hindu, which is here, and then paste all these translations. And then finally for English, of course, it is what we have here. So let me just copy this and just paste it here. Okay, I'm trying to be realistic because on the videos I searched on YouTube, there was no one who actually did a genuine example of a real world project. The changing one thing, for instance, would not know how to do this, okay, and also would not know how to do it like on large scale. How would you handle the file routing and even the structure, the JSON? So all those are very important. So I'm just going to scroll here to go to, let's go to the page. First, I'm just going to remove this. So every time we want to use translation, we can just use this T, and then we pass in the page, right? Or the section. So I'm just going to go here. I'm just going to go to start with the hero section, right? So the hero section here, I'm just going to go here and say use translation. Import this, and then let's pass in the key we want. So for instance, the hero section is inside the home page, that is true. If I just go here to the messages, English, for instance, the hero section is inside this home page and then inside the hero. So I would want to know how I'm going to do that. Okay, so if we go back to the hero and so if you look at how we're translating or how you translate, we can just go back in just a second into this. So looking at the example, want to look at, for instance, where they have this page layout. Because in the page layout, they have links, and then in the links, they have the docs. Then from the docs, they access this, right? So I would want to see how they used this. So I would also go to the site header somewhere. So if you just go and look for this site header in the components navigation, okay, they have also page layout here. Okay, so for instance, they have this, which actually gets the page layout. From the page layout, they have this T. So they can start from the T and then they access, for instance, links. If you just look from this T, they access links. And if you go to the structure one more time to look at it, the messages, where is this? Inside here. So you can see in the page layout, then you can access the links. Okay. Let's see if you access the links. How do you map, for instance? Uh, I'm not so sure how you can actually map through this. Okay. Uh, from here, let's just first start the simple ones. So from this T, we can access, for instance, the home page. I can just say, okay, T, and inside here, you can access, if you just go to the home page, what can we access? We have the hero, right? So can I say the hero? I just want to copy one more time. So it doesn't matter, just put them in quotes. Okay. So you can just like put T and then you pass in here this. For instance, from the home page, we have the hero, which is capital for our case, dot, for instance, from the hero, then we have the title. The title, just like this, I think. English, we have the home page, hero, then title. Okay, hero, dot title. Then the same thing here. the description is the hero dot description. And then for this, let me just see what did I put. So we have also the enroll. Okay, we have this enroll. Let's just go back here where we have this. Let's copy this also, and let's put here. So a T hero dot enroll. Get the actual key, enroll now, and let's use it here, just like this. Now we just need to try it and see. We have to run again the app. Is the app running? So the app is not running. They just like run the app npm dev. Okay, so now let's just go to the app. First close this one and go back to ours. I just need to refresh. So basically is, yeah, so everything changes into Hindu. This is really nice. Okay, so you can see we have this and we have this and this one. If I go and change to English and then access the best Next.js course on internet by this, I go change to French and this changes to French. Great. Okay, so we need to go ahead and translate the links. I'm not sure how to do that, but this is nice. Okay, let's go to let's go to let's go to we are just going to go to now the navigation. So just go here, the site header. Okay, let's go to the navigation. So here we are in the navigation. First of all, I did not change this and also this. So for instance, if we wanted, we could actually add this in the navigation, but we just have the only the navigation links. So to use the translation, you know how we do it. So I can just go to hero section and you have to just go and get the translation. So you can just go, for instance, in site header and you can just go and just say use translations, and then here we target the layout. So here we have in this, our navigation is in the layout. So here I'm just going to go to this. I will add layout here. So here we pass in the layout, and this gives us access to the navigation key. So the question is, how do they map? Really, is it possible to really map, or you have to put the links one by one? Uh, because these links, they are supposed to be put here. How do we go over this? Uh, this would just use maybe chat GPT if it can just show us how to go around this. So I'm just going to copy this because I don't know. In the documentation, seems like they are using it manual, because if you just look at the layout, this is the one that is holding the links, and you can see here the links they actually put them. I think there is here, for instance, links.docs.href. Then here we have links.source.href. So here they have each item done at a time. So either there is no support for way of doing the mapping, and that's why necessarily I put things which are mapped so that we can just look at how can we do this or do this. Okay, so now I'm just going to copy this. Actually, since it has them, I'm just going to simply copy the site header. So I'm just going to just say that using the next int package. Okay. How do I modify the site header component to use the navigation in the translation suggestions? How do I use the navigation from the JSON files? Okay, let's say, and here is my site header component. Okay, let's see if ChatGPT has any better way of doing it. I saying to modify the site header component to use the navigation from the JSON file using this package, you can utilize the use translation hook, dynamically fetch the translations for the navigation items, and here is how you do it. So ensure that your translation files are properly set up and located in a directory like locales alias. Now modify your site header component to use the translations. Is importing the translations and gets this translation layout. And now you say to extract the navigation links from this, you say nav links is equal to navigation, and then is like return objects true. Look at that. Okay, so this is nice. Like we would not actually get this, so I'm just going to go and get the nav links. Just like this. I'm not sure if that is still working. ChatGPT might be just like lying to us, but we have some errors here because of the types, I guess. It is saying navlinks is of type string. Okay, so what we just need to do here is saying return objects property, and there is no error in this. I would want to actually just confirm. Okay, we couldn't bypass this. Okay, so you can just say put this error. I'm just going to say like here this property map on type string. So I'm just going to give this as an error. here property map does not exist. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so the does not exist on the type string. In the case that the returns is returning a string instead of an array. This usually happens when the transition key is not correctly structured in the JSON file, or when the return object is not properly supported. Ensure this for our JSON. Check the JSON structure. Make sure the navigation key then this, then adjust your site header. Is saying here, so here just trying something is like try navlinks is this, return if type of navlinks is string, navlink is equal json dot pass the navlinks, and then okay, so this looks like a amicable solution. Okay, is a better because it is actually trying to pass them, because they might just be needing to be passed. So just go and try this. Let nav links. So they start like this. And it's like if nav links type is type string, then we just pass them like this. And then this one now works, but then this one has an any. Just like go ahead and just say any. And then for this, we just say number. We see if that one actually works. And nope. So I think the fact is you cannot loop that. I'm just going to say console.log console.log navlinks. Okay. So let me just go here, refresh, and go to the console. Let's look at this. So you can see that they are telling us that I think the problem is here. Original message at layout dot navigation resolved to an array, but only strings are supported. Okay, so I think this is something to show you to help you. Okay, so you can see here arrays of messages. So you can just say here raw messages. So yes, very important. You should always sanitize the content that you are going to pass to avoid. Okay, so array of messages. If you need to render a list of messages, the recommended approach is to map an array of keys to corresponding messages. So you can see they have here this. Okay, the corresponding messages. So this is like company stats, year of this, then happy clients, and then they so you have to put them like basically they don't support the mapping just like that. Okay, then you see here if you want to get them back, so you say t is use translation, for instance company stats. Okay, and then is a keys, const keys is equal year of service. Okay, so as const, so here he has a keys, he has defined his own array of keys, and now is a key dot map, and then he has key. Okay, which is now year of service, and then he can now have this like this. Okay, okay, okay. So you have to adopt a structure similar actually to this. Okay, so I'm hoping, okay, I'm hoping that these company stats are going to be there. So let me just go back to this English, and it's just like our learning from this. So we cannot use the array, right? So just going to drop this and also drop this. So you cannot use an array. That is out. You must use, in fact, just replace this with an object. So in other words, so here we'll just have this as the navigation itself. So here I'm just going to start with this, and this is going to be the navigation. Just put this here, cut one, and just go to this here, like so. We shouldn't have this. Now inside, uh, um, could just like leave it. Let's first go back to how it was. It was just like this. So this layout. So inside here, we have to have navigation, but then this has to be an object. If you look at this, they have the company stats, and then in the company stat, they have this object, different objects here of service, applicants, and this. So how would those ones be? Um, okay, so I think the original one was the based, because if you go to the original one, this is the how the layout wasn't like this, and you want to go back from this file. Let me see. From this file, just I want to see. Uh, okay. This is how the navigation was looking like, basically. Okay, I'm just going to move just like this. So this is how the navigation was looking like. Okay, just like this. Okay, this is how the navigation was looking like. There is no way, if we want to map, maybe you could just say come here and we give the title and the href. Okay, so the layout part has to be laid out, I think, like this. And the only thing maybe you can just like benefit is going to be what? Let's see. Okay, so I think what we have to do in our, so it has to be of this nature. I will restructure even the other ones to represent to this. Okay, I'm just going to copy this layout and I'm just going to use this layout in the messages. So where we have the layout, I'm just going to modify this to look like this. So we have layout, navigation, but then this time we have these in this format. Let me copy this. Just copy this object. We have to make sure that all of them French. So go to French here and within this we have to change these ones. I'll just change it to this for the titles. So this becomes this for this. Sorry, that is the last one. I'm not so sure if they are matching anymore because the last one here was about uh so this one is one is having the right one, so I just copy this to this, copy this. The bootcamp remains bootcamp in French. And then for the community, this changes to this. And then for this about just becomes this. Okay, this about just like so. And then this is the about. Okay, just like that. So I will remove the X Pro, I guess. And just say cut this and let's replace it with this array. Now that the arrays are not supported. So these are the things that most people don't talk about. Okay, because okay, so we have them like this. Where are the keys? Okay, so make sure you have all the commas. So this is this for the four links. And then finally we have the our Hindu. So basically we're just going to have the same thing. I paste here and I see. So we just have this, for instance, this coming here. Uh, we have this coming here on the bootcamp. And then we have this for the community. And then finally we have this. And if you just like this, sorry. So if you are finding this content useful, please go ahead and like. It helps. It really helps support or help this video to move. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this like so. Okay, so we have our layout like this. So we need to find a way to get this, as if I lost the navigation on the way. Uh, yeah, this is wrapped inside the navigation. So there is a navigation key. So onto this, there is a key of navigation, and then like this. Oh, sorry, just like this. Okay, so we have the layout, then we have the navigation. Okay, so basically we just like interpret the words. Okay, so that means that we have to go ahead and bring back that. Okay, using the example here still, you can see that they mapped, they have this T as company status. They mapped on the keys. Oh, so you make sure like these have the same stuff, and then they just said T inside this here, and they are saying T of key dot title and key dot value, which makes sense. Okay, so what we'd do also, maybe, what would we do if wanted to generate the navigation from this one? So let's just first go, I could just copy this, 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 and this. So these are the nav links. So if you just go back to the site header, these things the chat GPT is doing, they are not there. Okay, so you can just say const keys. So you can just say const keys is equal to an array of these ones. So you can just like have an array of keys just like this, the way you have them there side. Okay, just like this. Okay, so we can remove this first of all. So if I have keys, what you can do is you can now map through the keys just like this, and this will be a key. Okay, and on this key is a string. So this key itself, for instance, if we put here, it should work. So if I just come and do this, if I just do translate, and we just pass in the key, for instance, because the key is the actual title. Before we go to this href, we shall look at the href. For now, we've just put hash. Let me just put hash. So I guess at this point, we should just have the links with the titles. That one should work. Yeah. So oh, wait. Uh, just a second. We have translation of the layout. Okay. Mm, okay. I think it should be as like to reach on the key, we need to access the navigation, right? Okay, so can I do like this? I can just do, for instance, navigation. navigation dot does it make sense if we just do dollar? Now we just pass in the key. Like if now we use this instead of dot, I think we can use this. Let's see. We just even make it worse. But we can see the course program, bootcamp, community. It worsens it. So we have to access a, like basically we have to access the actual. Oh, okay, it works. So just have to use a dot. Okay, we have to use a dot just like this. So navigation dot key. Okay, can say keys dot map and just like have this. And now if we change to Hindu, we have also the links. Okay, if we just go back to English, we also have all the links. Great. Now these ones we have put the hash, right? So how would we now change these? Okay, so what I can just do is I'm just going to make this key an object. So that means we can just go to this side and tweak it a little bit. Okay, we can just tweak this a little bit. In other words, we can do an object here. Okay, and in the object now we can specify the title. Kind of put title just like this, which sorry, the title like this, and then the href just like this. For instance, this is course program, just like this. So we just like have to tweak them like this. Okay, so I'm just going to change the bootcamp to be in this format by duplicating this, and then I just say bootcamp, copy this to bootcamp, and then like this. Alternatively, uh, no, let's just like put just like this, the links. That would be easy. So let me just remove this key. And then community, I'm just going to also duplicate this key and then this one. So one is going to be for community. Okay. Which should be the community. So just remove this. Another one is going to be for the about us. Export the course, remove this. So another one is for the about us. Cut this to this here. Okay. So we have now our links changed in this format. Okay, so now what we need to do is do the same thing to the French part. So let's go ahead and also modify the French part. So what I will just do is go to the English version and now copy this Actually, just copy this navigation. So I will copy navigation, go to the French, and just paste another navigation down here. Let's just the fill in this. For instance, course program. Just copy this to here, course program. The link remains the same. Bootcamp to bootcamp, and then community. Finally, this last one, just like this. Okay, just like this. Okay, and this is going to be about just like this. Let me hope in the English also we have the right link for the about. This is about. This is about us. Just like this. Let's see community. This is community. The bootcamp. I think everything is okay now. So in the French, also make sure that the links are okay. Yeah. So you can see we can now remove this. Okay. Then go to this high, and let's just go and also paste this same kind of okay of object. I'm just going to copy from the French, and this is to be realistic. If you're working on a website, how much you're supposed to ask for your client, like you be aware of the job you are getting into. If you're just getting this, at the end of the video, I will also talk about the third parties, the third party who are doing translation, but most you will find that this is a best alternative always. Okay, so the titles, I'm just going to copy them just like this. And then here, just like this. Okay, so let me just remove this navigation. Okay, so now going back to the site header. Now this is a different thing, right? So right now we have to go, for instance, to the key, and we say key dot. Now on the key we have dot title. For instance, let's see how they mapped that. You can see it has now gone, but we can just go here in the example here. Okay, you can see the key dot title just like this outside. So key. So we also have key. Key now is an object, and then we can just access the title. If you look at this in here, so the key has this title, and similarly, we'll get the href in the similar way. So if you just go ahead and put this here on the href, so you can just put dot href, and this is the easiest way how you can map through it. So let's just hope now everything should be back to the normal. Yeah, so you can see everything is back to normal. If I just go to French, you can just go to French, and this is about, for instance, the links should just be okay. Yeah, so for instance, I can just go to the about page. So here they're saying not found, error. A fail to execute remove child on the node to be removed is not a child of this node. Okay, so I think we need also to, in this middleware, I think you also need to do this. Like you have to put all the links, I think. Is this the only place where we put this? I'm also going to check in this if there are some other places. Config. I don't know what this is all about. I don't know if these path names are being used anywhere, I guess. Because I think like we could also specify like maybe here about that is like I'm not really sure, but we could have also this working like the page being rendered. Yeah, and I think this is about the middleware is the one which is controlling this. Okay, so we have also this page. I can go back to this and you see I'm sticking to French. Okay, so now that the navbar we have it in all languages. Okay, you can just have like this is in Hindu. If you want to change, you could change everything here, including like plan with JB and explore the course. All these we can change them. Okay, so let's just go ahead and now as an exercise, you guys can try this. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to route to about, okay, and then also get this text so that we move on very fast. So in our about, just you can just go to any component right now, site header, so you can see you have to use this. Okay, so if I just go to again to here, you can see that we have the about section, about page, and then we have the section, right? So I have to access this. I'm just going to go to uh, I have to go to the about. So I'll just go to this page and about. First of all, just going to get this use translation. This time we need the about. Just make sure it is the one, the key you have here, about page, to be specific. And then to get this title, for instance, you will have to say T. So T, and then for instance, we can access the hero section. So you can just say, for instance, the section, which was this, and then you say dot title. So just copy this and let's add this to here, section dot description, and then finally we have this, which is section dot subscribe. Okay, this is the one here. If we just go again to this, you will see it is the one here. So if we go back to the about section, you can see all of it is translated right now in Hindu, right? Okay, so I'm remaining with two words. I have to change also these ones. Uh, we just have to change them. Uh, So I could just like put those ones also in the navigation. So let's just go in the navigation, go here. So inside up here in the navigation, let me just drop this on the, so in the navigation here we have these stuff here like this. Okay, you can just go ahead and add more keys. We don't have to put them like this anyways. For them we can just like put them direct. For instance, the logo, actually for them we can just like uh for them we can just like create another object. This is the navigation. We can just create another one inside the layout down here, which is going to be like another object. Sorry, for instance, we could just say create config. Okay, config, and then with it we can put, for instance, the logo text. So you can just try logo, and then you're just going to say learn with GB, and then I will just also put the call to action. So here just a CTA, just say here explore course, which is this CTA here. So I will just copy this. Okay, I will just get this and take it to this. Let's say create for me the two files with this uh with this translated, okay, in French and Hindu. So very fast to translate that. Okay, I don't know why is it doing that? You ask yourself, why would it do that? Like basically I asked it just translate to add the config, it added it as a separate thing. Anyways, just copy it. I'm just going to put it here. And by the way, you could just like also put it alone if you wanted, but since we're just in the layout section, I'm just going to put it in there. So I'll just go to the French, put a comma and put this. And let's go and copy the one for, just go and copy the one for here. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and I will just go ahead and modify the one for Hindu also. So down below here, I will just put a comma and put this. So basically now I don't know, they changed even my name. Really? I don't think that's supposed to be like that. Anyways, I'm just going to do it for whatever it is. So let's go to the layout. Go to the site head again. So for this other one, this one is going to be, for instance, T. and then we want to translate navigation dot. So because all these ones are on the navigation, I think dot config dot logo, just like this. And then for the other one, we're just going to go to the config. So this, for this text here, go to href. Was it href? Let's confirm. Okay, it was CTA. So just going to say dot CTA text. So just go and see. Okay, we have it not correct. Let's confirm one more time in this. Okay, this is on the layout, not on the navigation. It is on the layout. Okay, sorry. So let's go to site header. This is on the layout. So it is already layout. So that means we just simply access the config like this. And also here we access the config. Yeah, so you see we have now the complete website. All of it changed. Okay, like in English, and then like French, and so on and so forth. So as an assignment, you could want you to try this. Okay, just want you guys to try it as an assignment, and the let me just go ahead and the see that section. If you go to message, you can see that the hero part is done. Now we have the why section. Okay, so the why section, you can easily get this, and you have to change this into now. You have to change this and remove it from the array format and put it in the object format. We can first get this, the title. So I'll just go and get this why title. So in the why section here, you can just say const t is equal to use translations. Okay, and then here you pass in, for instance, for the why. Let's just see the section. Is this why us? So it is under home page, why us? So here you just have to go and say home page. Okay, and then to get whatever this is here, we just say t, and then we pass in now that we can just get y as dot title. So as simple as that, we should be having the title changing. So you can see the title is changing correctly. Now for this, you have to change them into object. All these ones have to be the objects. Okay, the good thing, we already have them translated. So you could just say go ahead and have this. We don't have the icon. I don't think we really need the icon, but I just going to leave this up to you guys so that you can just go ahead and try it. You can see how we have the title and the description converted in all languages. The only thing you need to do is simply convert this into an object and then you have to look for the keys for each of these points. Okay, let's just like do it together. So the first thing is you have to get the keys to put onto these points. Okay, let's just go to the English one to be easy to convert. So basically, what I have to do is I have to convert this into an object, and if I do that, I have to convert this into something. Okay, for instance, this is maybe real world or something. Okay, um, let me just go and see. So you could just come and here just say like you have these points, and then you can just say like this is point one. Which name can I use? Uh, I could just use even like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just say maybe to make it better the points here. Let's just say from this we say point number one is going to be like real world. Okay, real world. Just make it just like this. I'm just going to copy this to all of these ones. This one is advanced, for instance, advanced. And then this one is hands-on, is hands-on, is hands-on. And lastly, which is a curriculum, just paste this. So this one will be, for instance, comprehensive or curriculum comprehensive. Comprehensive, just like this. Now, after doing that, change this into this, remove this, and just go to this last one, convert it into this. So you have converted this into points. So for instance, the points, you have real world, advanced, and all those are like points, or you could be like their keys you are going to target. Okay, so we have to do this same structure to all the other ones. Okay, we have to do the same thing to the other ones. So you have to go to the you have to go, I would just say points, copy these points. Let's go to just avoid making mistake to this one. So you're going to put again here points. So let's just go ahead and we simply copy things inside, like this key, cut it exactly the way it is, and just replace it with this first key, this one. Let's copy the second one, which is advanced, cut this, and then on the advanced, just paste this. Cut the third one, just like this. Let's go to hands-on, just replace it with this. And finally, just have this, replacing the comprehensive. Okay, then now we can remove this down one. Okay, and then lastly, we're just going to do the same thing. We have to do the same thing to just going to copy points to this Hindu. So I'm just going to have this the points. So let's go up here, let's put points, and let's go and replace the first one, the first point, cut it, replace it with this first point, reward this one, cut it, and let's do let's go ahead and change this here, inside like this. Let's cut the third one. Let's change this and zone, and the last one, cut it, and let's go ahead and replace it with this one. Okay, so like this. Okay, great. So in the about section, this is what we need to do. So we have everything. So what I just need to do is targeting this part, which was the y-as, these points. So I have target these y-as points, and then from there I get these ones. So I will copy these keys, copy that, select this. Actually, let me just copy with their stuff. Copy this. I'm just going to do select that, select this. I will also select this, and finally I will select this. Okay, copy them. I will go back to the YR section. I will go and get the keys. So const keys are these ones. Okay, just simply put commas. So these are the keys that I have their side. Okay, so if I remove these ones, first of all, you have to come and map through. You have to come here. So you have to map through the keys like so. Now for the icon, we're just going to neglect the icon. We're going to use one icon because for sure, I'm not sure if you just need the icon. For the icon, let me first return back the other array which had the icons. We might just have the icons also on their own. Let's first leave that. For now, I will just first neglect the icon part. This here, I will first take it off, and let me just do the keys only. So keys, let me take off for this one. So when we have a key here. So we need to get to this, which we already have the translation getting to the home page. So we need to go to the y-as and then to the points, and those are the ones we are actually just going to be mapping around. So inside here, for instance, to get to this, we need to pass in t. Okay, so t, we need to just say, for instance, you have to go to the we're already on the home page, then y as, so dot, okay, uh dot points, for instance, then it will be dot dot key. So it is why I just select dot key to be dynamic, and then dot title. Okay, so the same thing here. wires, then points dot description. Okay, so let's go on the UI, and yep, so we have this changing like this. Okay, the word enroll, we actually just have it. Let me just go back to English. So this same word, we'll have it here for this section. Okay, I will just put it in a second, but for now, we have this. So how can we just get the icons? Okay, uh, the alternatively, we have to go ahead and for instance, uh, these, we have the keys here. We have the keys here. So how can we use those keys? Because we can just also have here these oh, okay, so we could just like have here something like if we had these uh if we just had this like this, if this was an object, you have a key like this real world, and then this is having an icon, for instance, fast shopping. I'm just like trying. If I had this, why is it not working? Let me just remove all others for now. Why is this? Uh, does this need to be like that? Okay. So if I just put like back all these other keys, let's just like try that. And here, advanced, you could just like go and give it a this advanced file rocket. Just advanced file rocket. We have hands-on. Okay. Let's just go ahead and just say hands-on. Just hands-on here into a key, just like this. And finally, let's just put this one. This one, which is the file book. Okay, I'm just like trying. I'm not sure if this can work. So now instead of mapping here, now this is a different thing, right? Okay, so what I would do is when we are mapping here, I think just to be now mapping, let's change this name. We could just say, for instance, uh, just give it another name. I'm just going to just say array. So how do I get the keys? So we could just say array dot map dot. I think there's something called Oh, if you wanted to make this, I think you can also just like make this an object. So if we just try to make this an object, just like this. If we make it an object, then now would want actually just to have it them like this, just like this, and just like this, just like this. Okay, we can just like put commas. Okay, so now if you just come here on the array, you have a bit of saying array dot this. First of all, let's first remove this. This is not an array. This is say an object. Okay, so on this object, I can just say object, object. If you look at the methods on this, on the object alone, before reaching on this object dot, uh, it is supposed to have like, is there object keys or something? Let me just say, let me first like give this to ChatGPT to help me modify it. If I want to extract object dot keys, how do I do it? For instance, from that object. So you have to say, okay, so you have to create this and then you can get the keys. Object dot keys. So, okay, so you have to say object dot keys of this. You still have the keys. And then we can also still have the values. I don't know if that is helpful in any way. So uh, how about key and value? How do I get the key values? The key with the value, the key with the value like this. So you can also just extract a key with a value. So you can just create them entries like this. So when you're accessing for each, here you can destructure a key and a value. Okay, so you think we can just use this one. I'm just going to use object.entries. Let's see. I'm just going to use down here object.entries. So here, if I do this, you can see the map accepts object, and then this here, we have a key and a value. So inside here, you can see, let me just go back here. You can see we have access to a key and a value like this. Inside here, we can just add this key and value. I don't know if we still have like the index. And then we could just come here and we say the icon is actually the value. Here is just like the value. And then that means we could just put back our icon. And for the color, so for this case, there is no, I'm just going to attach the color for sure. I'm just going to leave the color out. I'm just going to use one color for this case. Let me just go ahead and use like purple here. So BG like purple 800. So I'm just going to remove this. Okay, I'm not sure, but let's just go ahead. And yep, seems like it has worked. We're in English. I want to go to French. And yep, icons, we have them. So just go ahead and we put this key here for the enroll, which is actually this one. I'll quickly go to here in English. We'll just add one key in the why. So in this why section, we just need to add another key, which the one we had here enroll. Okay, so we just add this enroll under here, just like this. Hero title enroll. So you have title, then you have points, then you have enroll. Okay, so I'll do this in the French. Okay, I will just go down to this, the why. After the points, just put comma, enroll, and then finally I will go here, points, let me specify this. Okay, so let's go back to the why, and finally down here I'll put translation, and then inside here just going to put the why as, then dot enroll now. Was it just like enroll now? Yeah. So if you check, you just have this. Okay, all of it working. We have like every text here, guys, just converted. If you just go to this, you have literally converted every text on this. Just going to fix some dark mode thing here. There is one thing we just need to fix on this very section, which is the why. So I'm just going to go here. So either we could just change the background of these, or you could change the color of the words in this here. I don't know what we should do. We could just say that there is this BG blue. Actually, I think it is the one which is bring problems. If I remove it, yeah. We could just like simply put a white border like in the dark or something. That would be like really. So I could just like go onto this and I say like in the dark, just put the border gray, like 600 or something. Let's just see. Okay, so you have to say dark, then like border. So we have to put like border still in the dark only, I guess. Okay, so you can have this. I don't know if this looks better than the background. So if, for instance, in the, if we say the dark BG slate, like 700, that is looks like that. Yeah, I think I guess it's like much better. Then if you do that, then the border should also be here. I'm just going to say slate almost the same. Okay, yeah. So this is our website. We have it in the light mode and the dark mode, even the about section having everything. So I'm just going to leave this code. You will have access to this code so that you can just always use it as a reference to most of the things we have done. And this is really, really cool. So thank you so much for watching this. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also you can check out actually the course. Okay, if you click on these links, you can actually check out the course itself, the Next.js full stack course. They one of the best on the internet, and you can just like really check it out. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next episode.